So you've booked your Walt Disney World vacation and you're wondering, what do I do now? What am I going to eat? What ride am I going to ride first? What time is the 3 o'clock parade? Don't worry, I'm here to help you out. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 things that you need to keep in mind and put on your calendar whenever you're planning out the details of your Walt Disney World vacation. But before I do that, as always, head down to the description box and grab that free budget planning guide for Walt Disney World. You are going to love every detail in there. It will walk you through how to save a little extra cash and how to map out how you're going to afford to pay for all of the fun things that go into your Walt Disney World vacation. All right, are you ready to get started? My name is Shelby Moore and I am with Jolly Holiday Travel Company. And today we're going to chat about the 5 things that I like for you and my clients to know whenever it comes to planning the details that go into your Walt Disney World trip. Let's get started. So tip number 1, you need to plan a rough draft itinerary. So what does that mean? So before you can follow along the next steps of planning your trip, you need to map out a rough draft itinerary. Meaning if you're staying from Monday to Sunday, what is your ideal game plan for each day of the week? Are you going to have resort days? Are there going to be days that you maybe travel to other parks like Universal? Is there a specific park that you like to visit first? Or do you plan to go to one park twice? These are things that you need to kind of figure out prior to moving on to the next steps in the planning process. Now keep in mind, this is a rough draft. Things can change up into the day you arrive. Things can change. But this just helps you get a little clarity so that whenever you move on to the next steps, that it's easier for you to plan. Okay, and then tip number 2 is dining. So Disney allows you to book dining 180 days prior to your check-in date. And then you're given 10 days out to book. Does that make sense? So if you have a 12-day trip, you're only technically allowed to book the 10 days first, and then the next day your 11th day would open, and then the next day your 12th day would open. Does that make sense? So 10 days out at 180-day check-in date. So this is really important to remember because some of those hot ticket places like Cinderella's Royal Table, Chef Mickey's, Ohana, they can book up pretty quickly. And it's really important for you to know, is this something that you want to do? It needs to go into your itinerary. You need to put the date on your calendar 180 days before you check in. Put it on the calendar. It opens at 6 a.m. Eastern time on the computer and 7 a.m. Eastern time on the phone line. But this is something that you need to put in your calendar, set reminders on your phone, and make sure you remember to do this if you have some of those high ticket reservations on your wish list. And if not, it's okay to relax and just kind of figure it out as you go. There can be reservations that open up between that 180-day mark and the day you check in. A lot of times people will be changing their reservation, so they'll drop dining plans that they had booked, and then you can pick those up. Or even when you arrive, there may be people that didn't show up and you're able to do a walk-up reservation. So don't stress too much. If you do put this on your calendar and for some reason you still aren't able to grab things, that's okay. We can figure it out, all right? So the next thing that you need to keep in mind, number 3, is book FastPass Plus reservations. So if you are staying on property, you are allowed to book your FastPass Plus reservation 60 days in advance. So put that on your calendar. 60 days prior to your check-in date, you're allowed to book your FastPass Plus reservation. That's a little tongue twister there. Reservations. So this means like if you have a specific ride that you want to get a fast pass to so you don't have to wait in lines too long, if you have a specific character that you want to meet or a show that you want to see, you're able to book 3 Fast Pass Plus reservations each day early. And then once you arrive and you've used those 3, you can book more. We'll talk about that in another video. But on 60 days prior to check-in, you get 3 each day, depending on which park you're going to start in. Does that make sense? So make sure you put this on your calendar. Make sure you look at your rough draft itinerary, and you're going to base your FastPass Plus reservations off of the park you've chosen for that day. Okay, so if that feels a little overwhelming, as always, feel free to head down to the description box and connect with one of the agents at Jolly Holiday Travel Company. They are there for you to use completely free. They help make your trip even more magical than it possibly could be. So go check it out, connect with them, and they will assist you in booking and planning all of the aspects of your trip if that is something that you need. Number 4, finalizing your itinerary plans. So you've already booked your dining, you went on ahead and booked your fast passes, and so you're getting close to the time where you are getting ready to arrive. You need to finalize that itinerary and make sure that there aren't any other reservations that you maybe need to change or drop or pick up anything new. This gives you an opportunity to kind of make sure that you covered all of your bases. Did everyone get a favorite restaurant? Did everyone get a favorite fast pass? And if not, do we need to drop something so that we can pick up something else? This is a great time to look over that between the 30-day mark of you arriving. And then step number 5 is your final payment. This is really important for you guys to remember. If you have booked a package with Walt Disney World, 30 days prior to checking in is when your final payment is due. So if you have been making payments from the time that you booked to now, then you just need to finish whatever payment process you're doing. Or if you've only placed that $200 deposit, it's really important for you guys to put this in your calendar and with a few reminders that your final balance for your package is due 30 days prior to arrival. This is different than a lot of other resorts, so it's important for you to keep that in mind, because if you were traveling to a regular hotel, they may have had you pay in advance or pay when you arrive. So this is why I really like for our clients to remember that 30 days prior to arrival, you need to make sure that you are making that final payment so that none of your things get canceled and you're still going on that magical trip. All right, guys, so as mentioned before, head down to the description box. You can grab that budget planner. You can connect with one of our agents at Jolly Holiday Travel Company. And remember, their services are completely free to you. Their job is to assist you in making your vacation as magical as possible. So don't be afraid to kind of reach out and connect with them a little bit more. Now, while you're watching, make sure you go hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and make sure you get notified the next time we upload a video with fun content created just for you. I hope all your planning is magical, and I'll chat with you really soon.